Good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to another edition of Mind Over Mornings. I am your host, Shane Patrick Cruz. Thank you very much for being here with me this morning. So, today's Instagram post and quote goes pretty closely along with what yesterday's quote was. So it's kind of a extension of yesterday. So if you haven't seen yesterday's quote, go over to my Instagram. Link is at the bottom right here. And if you haven't seen yesterday's Mind Over Mornings video on that quote, then go back one page to my YouTube channel and check out yesterday's video on the quote from yesterday. So let's get into the quote for today. So today's quote is, "Do not chase people. Work hard and be you. The right people who belong in your life will come find you and stay. Do your thing." Dude, this is huge. So I'm going to speak personally for me, and then I'll get into kind of what I think is some actionable things that you guys can do to attack this quote today, right? So we're not going to talk about the business side of this because I do think that there's a business side to this, but we're not going to get into that. I'm just strictly going to focus today on the relationship aspect of this quote, right? So for me, for the longest time, I chased a relationship, right? So I was constantly trying to push towards a relationship. One, because I just felt like my life didn't really have very much value if I wasn't in a relationship. And it's really, I mean, this has been up to recently too, because I'm 34 now. I'm getting ready to be 35 in 2 months, March 19th. Mark your calendars, that's my birthday. Um, so this is kind of like, man, I've never been married. I had a lot of long relationships when I was younger, like 4 years long for a couple of them, and I was in long relationships after that. But ever since then, like I haven't really been in a whole lot of long relationships, and for a while there, I thought that that was kind of a defect for me. I didn't really know what was wrong, and because of that, I tended to chase the wrong people. So I don't know how many of you have done that. Maybe you're with someone right now that you shouldn't be chasing, but we'll talk about that maybe here in a little bit, if not another time. But the huge thing for me was realizing that it's okay to be by yourself, right? Like it's okay to be single. At least for me now, because I'm so busy in my business and my side projects that I have going on, that it's really hard for me to date. Like I'll meet someone and they'll say, "Oh, it's great that you're doing all this stuff, and it's cool that you don't have a lot of time, and because I'm busy too, that kind of thing." And until it gets to the point where they're like, "Why the heck haven't I heard from you? Why haven't you texted me? I texted you 2 hours ago." Like they just don't understand. Like I'm busy. Would I like someone to be able to share all the great things that I have going on in my life right now? Absolutely, I would. But it has to be the right person. Whereas before, it just had to be whoever. I mean, that's just the truth of it. So now I just tend to let things happen organically. So I just don't try to force things anymore, because when you try to force things, you end up a lot of times, at least for me personally, you end up a lot of times with the wrong people, right? Because a lot of times you might, and this may be the case for you guys, you might end up getting in a relationship and you stay in it just out of convenience, even though you know deep down that they're the wrong person for you to be with. But out of convenience, because you want to be in a relationship, you stay in that unhealthy relationship. You've chased the wrong person. So please try to evaluate what you have going on in your life. If you're with someone like that, then get out of that relationship. Once again, you have to be okay at least you have to learn and accept the fact that it's okay being by yourself. Let me tell you this. You will not be able to give 100% in a relationship until the point where you get to the point where you're 100% okay with being alone. Let that sink in for a bit. Because until you're okay with that, you will not be filled in your own personal relationships that you get into. That's just my 2 cents on it. There's a variety of things we can go into as far as building yourself up mentally and physically, and this for me is something that I got to be honest with you, I still struggle with it, only because I know that because now it's like I said before, I was just looking for anybody, someone to fill the void, right? And now it's changed because I have so much value for myself and my life and what I have going on now that if whoever comes into my life, I want them to be in a position that I look for, not just out of convenience. Like I have specific guidelines, and this might sound crazy, but I have specific guidelines for the person that I end up with long term. Like I have it written down. Now, I'm not gonna share that with you guys, but I'm just saying that's how specific I am. It can't be just anyone, and it's okay to have high standards. High standards is not necessarily a bad thing. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, they have such high standards. You need to lower your standards." Screw that. You don't need to lower your standards, okay? You need to keep your standards right exactly where they are. But maybe you need to evaluate what you're looking for in your partner, right? So I'm curious to hear from you guys what your thoughts are on this quote this morning. I'm curious maybe if you feel like sharing, something that you've been through as far as relationships go. I am not the one really for advice, I would say. But if you have any questions and you want to ask me, then feel free to email me. My email is on my Instagram account, and it's in the description below this video. So feel free to email me. I'll do my best to answer your questions. But thank you again, guys, for joining me today. Once again, if you have not subscribed, head over to the Instagram and follow me, or subscribe. Hit that subscribe button below. Please like this and share it with your friends. I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow for another edition of Mind Over Mornings. Thank you, guys. Go out there and take action towards your goals today. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great day. Good. Killing the game.